you're always wanting to be better. I mean, I think we've learned a lot about ourselves and the things that I need to do better. For me, I've learned a lot about myself and just areas that I want to improve in, and trying to tackle a lot of that this weekend, and get a head start on things we want to improve upon for next year. So I didn't qualify very good, but hopefully tomorrow goes well and we can end it on a positive note.
Chase, are you surprised? How would you grade
I,
it? Because there's things you can look at your average finish, for example.
yeah.
Really, really well.
Well, yeah. Look, it's not what I want it to be. So at the end of the day, I'm not happy with it. Whatever part of the scale that's on doesn't really matter. I want to be better. So, and I think that as I've expressed, I feel like I have a really, really strong team and guys that are working hard every week to try to give me the things that I want and need, and that's really all you can ask for. So I just want to continue on that path and continue to work hard like we have been, and I think the hard work and resilience of not quitting and not giving up will eventually get us to where we need to go.
What were some of those things you learned about yourself this season?
Lots of lessons, and a lot about the car and what I want to feel and what I think I need to feel, in the vehicle each week. So really more just car related and kind of digesting most of that.
Were you surprised that you haven't won this year? Were you surprised that you hadn't won the race this year to this point?
No. I mean, stuff's tough. Stuff's tough, and if you're not on your game, you're not going to win. And we haven't been on our game.
What would you consider to be the overall impact of having missed the races that you did? Like looking back at kind of the season as a whole.
Well, and the impact was what it was. I mean, I don't know. What do you mean?
Well, I think do you feel like you would be running where you're running now if you had run the 7 races that you didn't run?
Yeah. I mean, missing the 7 races wasn't going. If I had run those 7 races, we would have likely made the round to 8 like we did in the owner's side. I mean, I think that's a fair assessment. Just having run all the races, I would feel good about saying that. But would we just miraculously be winning 5 races? If I had run the 7 or however many that I missed? No, I don't think that's real. I don't think that's a realistic take.
How unusual was this year for you? Because there was so much disruption. You struggled to find a rhythm early.
Our rhythm was pretty good early. We had a good run there before I got hurt. But it was at a track that we've run well at Fontana. And then when we got to some of the other tracks that whenever I got back, we got to some of the tracks that we struggled at last fall, and we struggled again when we got back. So I don't think it had anything to do with maybe an out or anything like that.
How good will the winter be, Chase, for this team to have the time to sit down, go through notes, go through data, and really, as you say, kind of just digest and go through everything and figure out what you need to take into 2024, maybe what didn't work? Because it seems like it's hard to really have the time to do that during the season.
It's not hard at all. In fact, I think the best time to learn is at the racetrack every week, because there's no environment that replicates quite like race weekends do, and quite like the environment is when you show up every weekend. So I actually think that the best time to learn is now, and I think we've been trying to do that. So tests can be helpful. You can learn things at tests. I'm not even sure if we have any tests slated for the winter or not, but there is no better environment than racing.
So it's not a mindset to where you're like, oh, we just need a reset.
No, I mean, I want to continue to build on the things. I think we're going in the right path and we're thinking about the right things. In fact, I'm very confident in that. It's just a matter of achieving what you need to make it go a little better.
When you have the adversity, how important is a leader like Alan in leading this 9 team, just to get you guys through that adversity?
No, I think it's really important. AG's always been right down the middle of the road. He's no different when we struggled as he is when we won the championship. So it's nice to have that, and I think that it sets a good example, and it's taught me a lot of valuable lessons too, because it's easy when things are going good to get up too high, you know, and it can make the next time things don't go well hurt more. I do think it's important to just ride the wave as middle ground as you can, and I just think in the long haul you're better served.
So has this been a little bit humbling?
I'm sorry?
Has it been a little bit humbling not to be the guy that's up front every week?
I've been humbled a lot in my career, so no, I don't think that's necessarily a new lesson. I knew this stuff was hard long before now, I guess.
I was just going to ask you about, you know, you've had so many ups in your career. Would you say this was really a season that you know, had to overcome or to look at things differently or take more lessons, I guess?
Well, again, no. I think that the things that we started struggling with last year continued on to this year. And it was really a reflection of where we left off the season last year. Unfortunately, we just never, never figured some of those things out and got better. So yeah, I mean, I think it's certainly an easy thing to point at. You missed 7 races, or was it 7? It was 7,
Yeah.
I think, 7. You missed 7 races, and that ruins your year. I don't buy that. Like, yes, we would have made the driver's points if I had just run in those events, more than likely. Sorry again, but again, I don't think that would have just fixed our problems, and we would have been a contender like we want to be because of that. So
This is Daniel Hemrick, driver of number 11 Collar Grace Chevrolet. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, check out one of those 2 videos beside me. Visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.